This is crazy. I wish I could be you guys and watch the next couple minutes the way that you are, but instead we're about to embark on a 24-hour journey to, and then another 24-hour journey back, just straight up to go somewhere special and go pick up one of my dream cars. Not insane expensive dream car, one of my dream cars from the beginning, so you know where my heart's at. Until then, my heart's right here in front of the shop, and we've got a 24-hour drive ahead of us.
I just take the 10 to the 10 to the 10, right?
Let me see. We just jumped on the 10. We're gonna stay on the 10 for 200 miles, and then we take stay back on the 10 for another 146 miles to then enter New Mexico, and then we keep left to stay on the 10 for another 200 miles, and then hang on, and then we continue on for 219 miles to the 10, and then we're in Texas, and then we are on the 10 for another 366 miles.
Okay, so just to be clear, it's the 10. So when do I hop onto the 10?
Basically, 99% of our travels are on the 10.
Okay, cool. Alright. So the 10, right?
Yeah. In the middle of nowhere, Texas, and we ran into a bunch of baby cats. Hi. Giving them my beef jerky. Here. This is crazy.
Yeah, he needs a food. Look how small he is.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the spider.
Yeah.
That spider.
Aw. Oh. After 22 hours of driving, we are less than a mile away from our destination. I am excited. I've got new acne because I've been sleeping in the back for the last couple hours. It's rough. That's the fun part of projects like this. Finally excited to see what we're all about to see. Yeah, this is a very, very passionate moment. I am revisiting one of my dream cars. I first started with a 1988 GXL. For those that aren't familiar, that's a second gen, naturally aspirated. It was a little red car, it had these little black side stripes. It was like my dream baby car. I thought if I put an intake and exhaust, it would be basically the Turbo 2, which was like the ultimate car. It was a turbocharged car, it was a turbocharged rotary. And then on top of that, take that same year, it was an 88, and they made 1,500 of this beautiful white 10th anniversary editions. That is what is behind me, and that is what we got to take a closer look at.
Time out. I don't mean to rain on your parade, but you know there's only so many GTUs made, right?
GTUS, yeah.
And
Don't do it.
I have a good friend, Joe,
Yes.
that has found
Yes.
a save.
Joe, if you watch this video, which there's a weird chance that you might, your dedication to the GTUS is the weirdest thing I've ever seen, and I respect it. I respect your hustle. You don't have to repost it a billion times as 20 different people on different accounts, but I respect that you got the knowledge out about that car. But today's not about that car. Today is about the 10th anniversary edition of the Mazda RX-7.
And the barn find.
Yeah.
So did this guy have this car in a barn when you found it?
That was in a garage.
No, it was a barn. It was a barn.
He is obsessed. Joel is obsessed with saying this is a barn find. This is not a barn find.
It's barnish.
Yeah.
Was the car in a barn when you found it?
Sure. Yeah, I'll say
See,
that.
I told you.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a closer look at this barn find. I'm not putting that in the title.
It's all right. I'll edit it after.
Yeah, you have access to the account. Oh my God. So I am of an age where I'm mature enough to own this vehicle. This is a 1988 Mazda Turbo 2 RX-7. It's an FC3S, but it was one of 1,500 made that were in this sort of all white look. Let's take an even closer look at it. This is basically a project car, but it is an unmolested chassis in every way possible. It is not a Michigan car. I mean, I think it actually has a Michigan title, but it's not a Michigan car by chassis. There is no rust anywhere. This is just insanely beautiful. It's like I think the better word instead of barn find is that it's like a time capsule. It's got all the coolest stuff from almost 20 years ago in this thing, but it's clearly been loved. And that's what I want to continue to do with this. I think, like I said, I'm mature enough to love this the right way. I'm not cutting anything up on this car, but we can take all of the cool stuff that we have from the shop and put it in here. You hear me say the OEM plus plus sort of thing with my studded dowel engines. That's kind of what this is that it is a solid 300 to 400 horsepower car, and it is a beautiful example of the Turbo 2 10AE. You'll see a lot of things that are interesting about this car to me is, like, for example, this is that trim on my GXL that would have been all black, and it would have, you know, it's a belt line that kind of went around the whole car. But that is all white. Now, this is the iconic thing that a lot of you will notice. That is 10th anniversary RX-7. So this is 88, so 1978 is when the RX-7 was really kind of announced in the first gen. A lot of people are against me on this, but I love FCs and FDs with sunroofs that came with the car. There's a lot of other details that are very specific, though, to just the 10AE. So for example, the steering wheel itself, actually, if you come around here, the steering wheel is a imprinted same 10AE logo. So you'll see.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah. It's beautiful. While this car has no interior yet, what the current owner did was turn this from trying to be a track car into a full-bodied car. So he actually has the original carpet in perfect condition. The door panels also. Look at that. That is just, when do you see an FC with door cards that look like that?
The bronze windshield.
Yeah, like Isaiah said, all the bronze is specific to the 10AE. He also went through and got all of these pieces. So instead of just having this be exposed like that, the interior, like I said, is gonna be full. The previous owner had a half roll cage. It's the first car in our lineup that would have that. That can be bolted in and out. But I mean, look at this. This is an iconic look for the 4 series. So there are 2 series of second gens. This is a series 4. This is the iconic look for that. And going back to my roots, these are dual Apexi N1 exhaust tips, catbacks. That's what I put on my car and thought I was making an extra 50 horsepower. That is not the case, just so you younger guys know that. He has the aftermarket wheels on there, but he also went and got the 10AE special wheels. And so we'll be sure to go back and forth on those. I think this is absolutely beautiful, but these are where my heart is at. He hasn't restored them, he purchased them and just hosed them off. It's just gonna fit that beautiful late 80s look that I love so much about this car. Isaiah was briefly mentioning earlier something else. A lot of you guys might not know this, but my brother Kev actually owned a Turbo 2. I bought this beautiful, to me, GXL NA RX-7. He goes and buys a Turbo 2. It was ratty as hell, but he was turbo. And the first thing you notice, if you look at the car square on, all Turbo 2 hoods, the air inlet is off-centered to the driver's side. Well, at least for the US, it'd be driver's side. But to the left side, or in your picture, the right side of the vehicle, that is off-centered. Something I absolutely love about this hood is the same thing I love about a lot of aftermarket hoods, is that it balances the weight of the car out to me. That these are hatchbacks, the back end of the car is very big, and so this hood raised up that little bit, when you see the car from its side profile, oh my God, it just looks more balanced. It just looks right to me. Still, these stock pop-ups, all the weird possibilities, these are stock pop-ups and they will stay that way.
They're gonna work?
They
Like the other ones?
Hey, they will work. They will work. But again, the engine bay is just a blast from the past. This is the intake manifold for the 13BT, which is the Turbo 2 engine. This should be a Series 5 engine. To me, it does not matter what engine is in this because it's a 13B and a lot of those parts interchange, especially with the spare parts we have in the shop.
I heard Cosmo engine, right?
Isaiah's obsessed with me trying to take the Cosmo engine that I have and putting it in here with the Cosmo 13BRE intake and all that.
Wouldn't that be sick? Please. Everyone,
Yeah.
Help me convince him.
It's up to you guys. Isaiah, I can ignore, but if you guys are like, yeah, Isaiah's got a good point.
He doesn't need all the power, but it's good to be able to have power. Look at it. It deserves 600 horsepower. That's at minimum. That's what it deserves.
That's not the case.
A stock Cosmo engine will have.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done.
This is truly something that I've wanted for a very long time, and it's a cool way that this came about. And of course, here we are in Middle Texas making that happen.
Cry.
Yeah. Dude, I'm gonna do it off camera. No, guys, why am I gonna cry? I'm not gonna cry. So this is probably the most understated part about this build that speaks volumes about who I'm buying it from. This is carpet for this car. Now you have to remember, this is many years older than the FD. So even for me, the struggle of finding FD carpet that was OEM, but used but not used much, that's near impossible. And then here we have an FC. The difference is that you guys saw the video, some of you probably did, on the video where I ranted about the aftermarket stuff. It has none of this. It has none of the sound deadening. It's poorly molded. Proper carpet, as you'll see, is a lot more expensive. This will make that car just feel so good just because of carpet. With everything all loaded up in it, something we haven't done yet. I haven't gotten to sit in it. Oh, those are comfy seats. I forgot what it was like.
Does this take you back?
This does. This, because mine was the same year. This, all these controls.
Whoa, that's so funky.
Isn't it? I like these seats. Okay, well, it's time to load her up onto the trailer. That's beautiful to me. 10 AE.
I like how they park it right at the ramp, like just to make it hard on themselves.
Oh, also you. This is straight Mexican.
Fitment on this is just.
Don't you guys have like?
Gotta make sure this thing's locked in somehow.
Mommy?
So we're in a bit of a predicament. Joel has never tried Whataburger. I hate to break your guys' hearts, all you guys from Texas. It ain't shit compared to In-N-Out. but I'm gonna keep an open mind for Joel. But the problem is, they will not let us order in and do their online thing. Nope. We actually have to unhook the trailer. I doubt within this couple minutes to hook the car and take it, but we're literally just gonna keep the trailer out here while we go through the drive-thru.
Thank you, Chick-fil-A.
Whataburger better be worth this.
What do you guys get from Whataburger? Yeah, earlier today we went to what is it, Yo Mama's
Sounds
over
like
there
that.
in Texas somewhere. I don't know exactly,
Like
but he
Mama's
gave
over
us rattlesnake, which was really good. And me and Joel both really like hot stuff. He gave us this this timber rattler. That's how he said it. Real cool guy. That thing was hot as hell, and my stomach is still kind of recovering from it. But I'm gonna put some of this timber rattler on there. Whatever I get, and make everybody else suffer for the rest of the night.
We are out in the middle of Arizona. Isaiah and I have been driving almost the entire way. Joel did 3 hours. It was good. It was his first time driving, I think. So we have the car on our way back. I just can't stop staring at it. It is a thing of absolute beauty, and we thought, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Let's get them to meet each other, and that's a really pretty shot, right?
Enjoy. The pretty shot is right here. Too sexy.
Having fun there?
Oh. Yeah, I'm done. This thing's difficult. We made it. That is in 3 days, 2 sets of 23 hours of driving. It was less than 3 days. We're all here. The car is here. We're gonna unload it, throw it in the shop, and then leave the trailer aside, let people steal it. We got the insurance for you all, so we're good.
Wait.
Oh, huh.
Oh.
No!
Oh, wow.
Don't put
Crazy.
that. No!
Wow. That is,
I saw the look in your eye, you're like,
that is interesting.
that's crazy. Dude,
What are you gonna do?
The battery's disconnected.
You guys remember
Hang on.
that one time where you said, "Oh, the RX-8 can come into the shop"?
I'm gonna show you this. This is how I had to spend years with my GXL. We're just gonna pop start it.
This guy. He said,
Allow it to be in the shop if you can drive it into the shop.
"It's not connected to anything. I don't know what he's doing. Spark plugs aren't even in there. I don't know what he's trying to do."
I don't know either.
No, stop. You're gonna hurt something. No. It's okay.
Damn. I don't know if you knew this. It has a rotary engine.
I did not know that. I thought I bought a Porsche 944.
That's the last exception, so it can't leave the shop. Yeah. And come back and not run.
I was actually gonna pop the clutch and then just let it go. I'd be like, dude, it's running. But the clutch sank right to the ground. Real quick, I'm just gonna pull the engine. Just before we leave, I'm just gonna pull the engine. And I could probably wire a couple things. Isaiah could probably, just 1-2 tacks and weld, and you get the whole exhaust basically done. And then the intercooler piping, we could probably get it running tonight. Man, I feel really tired. Actually looked pretty good. This is fitting. This is super exciting. You know how bad I am at keeping secrets. This one's pretty hard to keep. We just got these in, so it's time to share with you one of the coolest relationships we've formed, and that's with Kumo. We have the 10th anniversary, as you see in the video. We have the 10th anniversary for a very fun reason. We have all these straight line cars, all these high horsepower cars, but we've never really mastered something that takes a lot of skill. That's driving on a track, having some fun, getting your ass handed to you by Miata. That's having fun with making your car nimble and lightweight and being able to maneuver and, of course, stick to the ground. This is Kumo's highest level extra tire. It's their Extreme Performance V730s, and we're gonna be putting them to the test. The ones that I'm inside of right now are both 225 and 255s, meant for the front and rear tires of the 10th anniversary second edition. Whereas the ones right here are 16-inch wheels, 225s, and these are actually meant for the stock wheels. I love the stock wheels on the 10th anniversary, and so I want to make sure we have a set for those as well. Those are square. They're 225s, 16-inch tall tires all the way around. Nothing really crazy about that setup, but these are way overkill than the tires that came from the factory. This, we have more meat in the front, we have more meat in the rear, all around. Got more junk in my trunk. So these are pretty badass tires. Of course, they're not just meant just for the track. They're gonna do just about everything, but you know how it is on this channel. We test everything that we get in this shop. While I'm celebrating this and we're getting to have this moment, there's a little bit of a negative Nancy over in the corner who's a little jealous.
I just want to be appreciated. He's all, oh, OEM, we need this and that, you know, nice street car. The RX-8 showed him the light. We showed him rotor reliability, and now he's running with it and just forgot. It's just kind of.
I coincidentally, while working on the Renesis and the RX-8, got inspired to have it was super random. It came out of nowhere. The ether, the winds of ether inspired me for some reason to take on a second gen RX-7, the superior chassis.
Okay, you can't even say that with a straight face, because.
Goodbye now.
Are you even that tall?